Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. Another day, another drama, and today we're going to be talking about the drama surrounding Jeffree Star's new palette launch, as well as Bryce Hall turning 21, and what does he do? Yet throw another massive party. What a shocker, right? If you haven't seen my previous video titled T Overflow, Jake Paul, Tony Lopez, Bryce Hall, and the Sway House, I will link that in a card up over here, as well as down in the description box down below, so definitely make sure you go and check that out as well. Alright, let's go ahead and get on into it. First, let's go ahead and talk about Bryce Hall and him turning 21 and throwing another massive party. I'm not gonna lie, at this point I am sick of talking about Bryce Hall, the Sway House, the Hype House, all these TikTok houses, because all they seem to be doing is throwing parties because they only care about themselves. Well, since Bryce Hall turned 21, he decided that it'd be a great idea to throw yet another massive party, even though they just had one a few days ago. He took to his Instagram to show them prepping for the party, buying a bunch of White Claws and getting everything set up, as well as standing up on the counter getting ready to celebrate his birthday. Let's go ahead and take a look at these videos.
Yeah. It's crazy. So
we didn't get enough.
we might need more for tonight. Hey, happy birthday to me.
This is nowhere near the beginning. This is about to get so crazy. I appreciate all of you guys for coming out tonight. I turned 21. I feel...
And in that clip, we have Bryce Hall saying that this is nowhere near the beginning. And I'm just like, okay, what does he mean? Does this mean that this is nowhere near the beginning of the night? Or does this mean that this is nowhere near the beginning of the parties? Is he going to continue to throw more parties? I would not doubt if he was going to be throwing more parties. And at this point, the city of LA, the mayor of LA, they need to step in and they need to do some kind of enforcement. The mayor of LA said that they were going to be turning off the power and turning off the water to these people who are going to be throwing these parties, but yet that clearly isn't happening. But since he's moved over to Hidden Hills, I don't know if that's still in the same jurisdiction or not, but something needs to happen. These people need to be fined or something. Yes, this party did end up getting broken up around 4 a.m., but that didn't stop the hundreds of people who went to this party, as you can see here in this next clip with all the people who showed up at the party, not social distancing and not wearing masks. And it has gotten to the point now that finally some other influencers are speaking up and they're saying, like, enough is enough, stop doing this. Both Antonio Garza and Tyler Oakley have tweeted about this. Now, the last time Tyler Oakley tweeted about this, both Tana Mojo and James Charles responded, so hopefully this will get some kind of response out of Bryce Hall, but I doubt it because I don't really think that he cares. I think the only thing that Bryce Hall cares about is himself. But let's go ahead and take a look at these tweets from Antonio Garza and from Tyler Oakley. Antonio Garza tweeted, "Why do these LA throw huge parties? Like, it makes no sense. Do y'all have pea brains? Sorry to be negative, but like, it's just so mindless to do something like that right now." Tyler Oakley tweeted, "Hi at Bryce Hall, at Jaden Hostler, at Blake Gray, at Josh Richards, and others who have been partying with large groups. Please consider social distancing, wearing masks, and using your huge platform to encourage responsibility during a worldwide pandemic." The below thread is disgusting, and he quote tweeted Def Noodle's tweet saying, "Bryce Hall and the Sway House throw a massive party in Hollywood Hills with over 100 people. The Sway Boys recently moved from Bel Air to a secluded house in the Hollywood Hills. The party was broken up by LAPD around 4 a.m. This is a long thread. What are your thoughts at Mayor of LA?" And thankfully this party was actually broken up at 4 a.m., but that doesn't matter because at this point these people have been around each other for hours, and if one of them is infected, they're going to take that infection and spread it to somebody else who is then going to take it back to their house and spread it to other people who live there. Again, these people aren't thinking about anybody but themselves, and it clearly shows. And I know that they broke this party up at 4 a.m., but to me, that is not enough. It needs to get to the point where these people are getting fined, they're getting arrested, something needs to happen because they're going to continue to throw these parties unless something drastic happens. And I don't think that the mayor of LA clearly understands that because obviously this is not stopping, and it won't stop until something drastic finally does happen. But I'd love to know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. Alright, let's go ahead and switch gears over to Jeffree Star and his new launch. Now the other day, Jeffree Star launched his new palette, which I'm not going to say the name of here because, of course, I will probably get demonetized just for saying the name. Now this palette was met with a lot of criticism because a lot of people were like, oh my god, we don't need any more nude palettes. Stop with the nude palettes, please. But when I was looking at it, I kind of liked it. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but it does have a lot of inclusive shade ranges according to Jeffree Star, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. But there was one shade name in this palette that a lot of people seem to have criticism for. Let's go ahead and take a look at Jeffree Star's video, and then we will get into it some more.
We're going to talk about the shade names and everything, and of course go through the entire collection. So let's get to swatching. All right, now the first row, it is very light. This is really for laying down the base for anyone. Now as you guys are going to look through this palette, you're going to see that it's for every undertone, any skin tone, whether you're the fairest or the deepest, this palette is for you.
So there we have from Jeffree's own mouth that this palette is for everyone, whether you're a different undertone or you're the fairest to the deepest skin tones. So we'll have to wait and see when we actually get some reviews of this palette if that is true. There's been a lot of criticism in the past that Jeffree Star's palettes don't work for a lot of people with darker complexions, so we'll have to see if this one actually does.
If you want to blend for the crease, literally you have a million options. So let's dive in and let's start with the first row. The first shade is called I'm Shy. And then we have Vanilla Latex. Now, a lot of these shade names are a little erotic. They're a little, they're a little, maybe shocking. They're a little vulgar.
So he says in the video that the shade names are a little shocking, maybe a little vulgar, and when I was listening to them, there wasn't a lot in there that I was like, oh. After he announced this palette, there was a lot of people that were basically saying, oh my god, there's going to be a ton of vulgar, very, very sexual shade names in this palette. But there really wasn't. But there was one shade name that a lot of people were criticizing, and that's here in the next clip.
Now the next row is perfect for if you have a deep complexion. This is the perfect row for transition shades and blending. So we have Craving Chocolate, Craving Chocolate, Craving Chocolate.
So when I first heard this, I didn't really think anything of it. I just thought craving chocolate, like you just wanted some chocolate, and I know a lot of people will use chocolate in the bedroom, so that's kind of where I was taking it. But after seeing some responses to this video on Twitter, I was like, oh, now I get why people are upset. Because yes, craving chocolate could mean you want some kind of chocolate dessert or some kind of chocolate treat, but craving chocolate does have a double meaning as craving somebody of a deeper complexion or a person of color. And I can totally understand where people are coming with that. Jeffree Star does have a lot of issues in his past that people have brought up with racism and racist stuff that he has said. So with something like this, people are going to call him out on it. Now again, we all know that drama sells, and I'm like, okay, did Jeffree put this in his palette on purpose because he know that people are going to talk about it? Or did he not know that this is what it meant? Now, I didn't know that this is what it meant, so obviously maybe he didn't, but he does have a team of people who work for him, so I'm not sure why somebody didn't stand up and say, hey, this is probably not an appropriate shade name to be putting in here. This could have a double meaning, and some people might be upset about it, and explain to him why people would be upset about it. So why did somebody who he works for not step up and say something? But I am not trying to excuse this, and I'm not trying to invalidate anybody's feelings. If that is how somebody feels about this shade name, they are entitled to that feeling. And also, a lot of people had an issue with the actual palette name as well, since Jeffree Star does have a younger following audience as well. Yes, he does have a lot of older people who follow him, but anybody who is under the age of 18, if somebody who's like 14 or 15 goes up to their parents and they ask them what do they want for their birthday or what do they want for Christmas, and they tell them the name of this palette and the fact that it has images of people who are basically wearing nothing on the actual palette, I doubt that that family member is going to go out and pick up this palette for their kid. Let's be honest. There's no way that a lot of parents are going to be okay buying this palette for their children. So the name of this palette might actually take away from sales with Jeffree Star and Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Now, Jeffree also does say that this palette is a nude lover's dream and that it has every shade for every skin tone, and that if you're a makeup artist, this will be the only nudes colored palette that you need. And now I can see that if that is actually true, but again, we'll have to wait and see reviews on that. But I would love to know what you guys think about everything about Jeffree Star down in the comments below. If you like this video, please make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, I greatly appreciate it if you could hit that big red subscribe button and hit the bell icon and set your notifications to all so you'll be notified of every time I upload a new video. And if you like the merch that I am wearing, I do have that link down in my description as well, so definitely feel free to check that out. Alright, that's everything for today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.